Yes, I hope my voice is clear to you. Harish? Yeah, you are late for the class. Okay, good. So, continuing our discussions, we were discussing additive mode of project identification, complementary mode, and breakthrough mode. Breakthrough, I was giving you example of Reliance who started giving the unlimited plan. So all the customers, communication customers were attracted by this special plan and everybody started porting. It was a new kind of business. So of course, by now everybody has started offering a similar packages. But breakthrough means altogether you are bringing a new thing to the customers. So like already there is a folding mobile, not folding, what we call it as a mobile wallet. Mobile wallet. This mobile instrument you can bend it, you can twist it. So there is a new plastic kind of mobile has entered the market. We'll have to see how it creates the waves in the market. So how to identify the projects? There are four ways: observation, look around what is happening and find out an idea that could take you into the business. Observation. Second one is attending trade fairs, exhibitions, technical exhibitions, and reading trade and professional magazines. Almost every industry has its own magazines, bulletins, etc. So by looking at that also, one can come to know what kind of products are in the market and what additional products can be introduced in the market. Then bulletins of the research institutes. These research institutes always they will be ahead of time. They will be publishing the papers, the future, about the future. So these technical papers, if anybody reads, they are always ahead of time, 20 years ahead of time. So somebody can work on it to make the business grow. And fourth one is government sources. Government sources means government also publishes some of the information indicating the thrust areas, what the particular nation wants, how it wants to go ahead, next 5 year plan, what is the 5 year plan of government. So accordingly we can map our business so that we can earn profit. These are the four different ways through which the project can be identified. Next thing we are going to discuss is on project selection. This is project identification. Now we are discussing project selection. When this project identification ends, that is the point where project selection starts. Project selection starts from where the project identification stage ends. Points to be considered in selecting a project are: now project is identified. The second one is selection of the project. Following points to be considered. First one is the technology. For doing the same work, we may be having different technologies. So which technology we are going to utilize? Equipment. Again, if you look at the equipment, there are economic versions of the equipment, same equipment, and there are high-end equipments. So according to our budget, we can choose what kind of equipments we are going to use. Investment size, whether it is in terms of lakhs, whether it is in terms of crores. Investment size. Location, where are we planning to have our manufacturing unit, and where all we are going to have the marketing offices, because everywhere we cannot produce, everywhere we cannot have the factory. Factory could be at one place, and we can have the marketing channels at different parts of the country. That is location. Next is marketing. Which channel we are going to use for marketing? How are we going to reach our product? We are able to reach our product to the customer. So what channels we are using? If you take car industry, take any car industry, they don't directly sell the car to the customer. Car to customer. They sell the cars through dealers. They give service to the car customers through dealers. So there is a manufacturer, there is a dealer, and there is a customer. So at this point, we use two different words. We can see from the manufacturer to dealer, it is business to business, B2B we call, B2B. Manufacturer is also doing the business, dealer is also doing the business. It is called B2B, B number 2 and B, business to business. And if you look at the relation between dealer and the customer, dealer and customer, here the dealer is doing the business, but customer is a consumer, mere user of the product. Therefore, this kind of business is called as B2C, business to customer. So these are the two marketing strategies being used for any business. So while selecting a project, we consider these 5 points. First one is the technology, equipment, investment size, location, and marketing. After this, one need to write a project report, prepare a project report. After having identified the project, after selecting the project considering these 5 points, then he needs to write or prepare a detailed project report. So what are the contents of this project report? A project report is a written document pertaining to any investment proposal. It is like an application for the investors. It is a kind of loan document to the banker. So when we submit all the requisite documents, bank will look at them and they may sanction the loan. Here also the same thing. A project report is a written document pertaining to any investment proposal. It is a course of action what the entrepreneur wants to do in his business and the means to do it. This report is written by an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur has the skills to do, whereas he is in need of the finance. So in his report, a course of action is detailed. A course of action is detailed means different stages of the project, how it moves from raw material to end product to sales, from the sales to profit, and means to do it, methodology to achieve that. Therefore, we can see the contents of a good project report. The contents of a good project report are something like this. There are various chapters. We can say there are various chapters or there are various sections in the project report. It starts with general information, promoters. These are the different sections in the project report. Location, land and building, availability and requirement, plant and machinery, available and requirement, capital, capital requirement and cost, operation requirement and cost. Look at the contents, what this project report is having. Sequentially it is going. Sequentially it is going. Let me repeat. General information means the overview. We can say abstract. We can say summary. Then promoters. Promoters along with their resume, along with their details, along with their skills. That means these are the people behind this project. Location, strategic location, explaining what is the significance of choosing this particular location, why this location is suitable for this project. And in that location, land and building availability, if any, or requirement, if it is to be made. Suppose after your graduation, if you would like to start a software business, start a software business of your own. Look at the situation. After your graduation, you would like to start a software business of your own. What is the best location in which In which city you would like to start the software business? Harish, Bhagyasri, Anita, Fiza, nobody is replying. Let me see whether you are near the mobile. Please raise your hands. I think Harish is not there. Yeah, all others are near to the mobile. You can reply to my question. Soleha, you can reply. Reply to the question. Simran, reply. Sheetal, reply. Akshata, okay. Further points let us see. Land and building, availability as well as requirement. Plant and machinery, availability and requirement. Capital requirement and cost. Operation requirement and cost. Production process. Production process. Raw material. Raw material sourcing. Sourcing of the raw material. Manpower requirement. Manpower requirement. Then the products. Products. What are the different types of products we are going to manufacture? Market. Which market we are interested in? South India, North India, East India, West India, or entire India? India and abroad, India and Europe, India and USA. So what is the market? What is the market size? Then economical analysis. Economic analysis. Economic analysis means this investment, what we have made, within how many years we will be able to get it back. Later on, it will become a profit. That's called return on investment, ROI. That comes under economic analysis. Then working capital, not only having the money, not only having the money to buy the raw material, machines, and pay the salaries to the employees. Also, there are some expenses to run the business. That is called working capital. Working capital. Then requirement of the funds. Requirement of the funds. Stage by stage. All the fund we may not be requiring at the beginning. Maybe initially we require some 20% of the fund. Later on, at the mid of the project stage, 50% of the fund. Then another 30% of the fund to run the business. Likewise, we give all these details in a project report. Quickly, let me repeat all these 15 points: general information, promoters, location, and building, plant and machinery, capital requirement and cost, operation requirement and cost, production process, raw material, manpower, products, market, economic analysis, working capital, requirement of funds. These are the 15 points. They should be the content of a good project report. Then we'll see project formulation. Project formulation. Project formulation is the systematic development of, look at the definition of project formulation. Project formulation is a systematic development of a project idea. Systematic development of a project idea for eventual purpose of arriving at an investment decision. For eventual purpose of arriving at an investment decision. So it only means it involves a step-by-step investigation and development of a project. It is a process involving the joint efforts of a team of experts. Each member of the team must be fully familiar with the broad strategies, objectives, and other aspects of the project. Other aspects of the project. This is how the project formulation is done. It's very easy to understand. It is a systematic and strategic development of a project idea for the purpose of arriving at an investment decision. Suppose anybody would like to invest 1 crore rupees. 1 crore rupees. There are many different ways to invest. Many different ways to invest the money. Under this project formulation, what this investor does is he will choose the best amongst the investment opportunities. If he has received 4 applications, out of 4 he might choose the best, which is going to give a better ROI, return on investment. Therefore, the project formulation should be in such a way that it should help the investor to understand what it is, and he will be able to invest the money in it. Or in the other way, if in place of a financer, you are investing your own money, let us assume you are investing your own money, would you invest? So in the same way, the funds also are to be utilized. This is the whole concept of project formulation. It is a systematic development of a project idea for the eventual purpose of arriving at an investment decision, whether it works or not, to understand that. Then let us see guidelines by Planning Commission for writing a project report. There is a Planning Commission of India. Planning Commission of India. This Planning Commission of India has issued some guidelines. It has issued some guidelines for the preparation of realistic project reports. So if you visit the site KSCST, KSCST, Karnataka State, not KSCST, KSFC, Karnataka State Finance Corporation, KSFC. What this agency does, KSFC gives funds for the entrepreneur. We can submit our project proposals to KSFC. They evaluate it. If they find they are feasible, workable, then they extend the financial support. KSFC. You can visit their websites and find out some of the sample project reports for which they have funded. These things are available. In a similar way, Planning Commission of India, Planning Commission of India has issued some guidelines for the preparation and formulation of real project reports, realistic project reports, workable project reports. So, what are the contents it should have? They have given some guidelines, and for these contents we can refer contents of the project report. Just before this, I discussed these 15 points what a project report should contain. Same guidelines were given by Planning Commission of India. What are those? For your benefit, I will repeat them once again. The contents of a project report. The other way, guidelines. What are the guidelines given by Planning Commission of India for writing a project proposal? They are general information, promoter details, location, land and building, plant and machinery, capital requirement and cost, operation requirement and cost, production process, raw material, manpower, products, markets, economic analysis, working capital, and requirement of funds. These are the various sections or contents of a project report. So in our next class, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss various methods of project appraisal. Project appraisal means evaluation of a project, how the projects are appraised by the experts, how do they evaluate the projects. So with this, let us end our class for the day. I will take the attendance, then you can leave the class. Wait for a minute.